Good glorious day to you folks. Welcome to my humble homestead in the forest. And on this overcast day, these are good days. I'm exhausted from being outside, working outside all day, and also heat exhaustion. It's, I think, the 11th of July, and it's pretty hot. Pretty hot, not today, because now this is a nice break. But it's been pretty hot. We've had a couple of high 30 days, and we're not used to it. If you've seen some of my videos, not a long time ago, we had snow on the ground, so we're not used to this kind of heat. I know some of you are, and I recently made a video on folks who are leaving their countries for greener pastures in other countries that are cheaper, or perhaps probably cheaper because their governments aren't any more stable, like South America, Central America, Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, like Indonesia kind of places. So anyway, go see that video if you haven't seen it before this one, because this one it comes after that one, because I don't like to complain about things. I like to have solutions rather than just whining incessantly about something. And that is, this video is about that. I'm standing here next to my glorious, if you could smell this, glorious bumblebee. Bumblebees, like bees, don't like to sting you because they only get one chance and then they die. They're not like wasps and that can sting you multiple times and still not die. Anyway, I have a video on black currants, which are amazing superfoods. But anyway, before you go to pick up everything, uproot your family and go to a country you don't know, the languages, the cultures, the traditions, the governments, stability. Just if all you're looking at is price. We've all done it. I've done it. I've done it many times, and I don't think I'm done doing it. I think it's a bit buggy. These bugs don't really bite. They just tickle you, and it becomes annoying. Put my hat on. And do some research. Spend a little bit of time. Also, I know you're enjoying. You're doing research on the tropical, subtropical, cheap places you can go to, move to with your savings, your income you have now. But also do some research on what's not good about it. Well, that's a whole video that I've done on that. Just go see that. In this video, I want to talk about how I moved here in the rural, so I'm not stepping on anyone's toes. It just so happens that I prefer rural and isolation and being off the beaten path. But at the same time, I'm not bothering any of the locals. If anything, when I moved here, I hired a ton of locals to build the structures and material and everything. And also, I'm not anywhere near a city, or worse, in the city, to be raising the price of the real estate up there, to be annoying the people. If anything, people from here, kids, young, whatever, are moving out of the rural area. So if anything, I helped repopulate or bring some life back into the rural. So that might be something that you might be interested in doing where you live, in your country, via Western Europe. I might have to put my glasses on, though these are my reading glasses. I don't know how much help it would do with the bugs. Canada, US, all these wealthier countries. Before you leave it, maybe consider staying where you are, but move away from the masses. And that way, nobody really, you still know, you're familiar with the food and the surroundings and the weather and the culture, and costs will be lower because you're moving away. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about what I've been working on for the past 11 years, believe it or not. Haven't actually done the the guts of it. I don't know if I should use guts of it. I've been on paper. How about that? And that is intentional community, cooperative, or an eco-village. Now you might ask, and you may already know, what the hell is the difference? Well, cooperative or an eco-village, I find my understanding is, if I understand correctly, fall under the umbrella of intentional communities. So an intentional community is whatever you or like-minded folks want it to be. For instance, I don't subscribe to this, but there's the leftists and the rightists, and the people believe in whatever, people don't believe in whatever. I remember during the pandemic, people that were scared of viruses were escaping the cities because they wanted to be away from viruses and people. Funny enough, people that, like me, people that hate pharmaceuticals and anything to do with those drugs of any kind were escaping also the cities. They wanted to go and be places where they're away from people that were subscribing to everything the governments told them or whatever. So you see what I mean? Intentional communities. One could be an intentional community to serve these people. One could be an intentional community to serve those people. And it just goes on and on, just maybe gets subgroups and maybe more condensed. I don't know. I don't know about any of that stuff because I'm all about sustainability. And so if I'm able to get my intentional community or cooperative going, at the heart of it, it would be this eco-village kind of thing. And that means whatever we do would be based on reducing our carbon footprint, using renewables, using other sorts of. And by renewables, I don't necessarily mean what I have here, which is solar panels and whatever, but I mean things that maybe perhaps that are still, for a lot of folks, not mainstream. I won't go into that, but there are many working models of how you can get your power, free energy and all that, but that's a video on its own. But anyway, so maybe one area for you that you can look at is find near you whatever. My woodpecker friend. Hey, Woody. Usually he's up earlier than this. I think I've disturbed it. I'll make this video shorter so I can go and not compete with his sound. I hear you. I'm leaving in a minute. And so if I'm able to get this intentional community going, in my particular case, it's not for everyone. And I'm sorry, I'm going as fast as I can. It would be for everyone. It's not for everyone I mentioned, but everyone. It's open to everyone who is sustainable, who is quiet, who is peaceful, who is non-violent, who is grateful for this, who is appreciative, who is non-imposing, who is go as fast as I can. I can't even remember my words now. That's what happens when you don't rehearse and you have a woodpecker trying to hurry you. I'm going. Who is not feeling entitled, who is hardworking, who is resourceful, who believes in we versus me. Do you know what I'm saying? So we would come together and share this land, and maybe even work from here. You do what you love. If you love chickens, you just do chickens. If you love goats, you do goats. If you love donkeys, whatever. But hopefully we'll somehow come together so we can all pool our resources and make a living, make a humble living, make a quiet, peaceful living as we coexist. Now, everybody will have to contribute. How much of a share someone would have in anything, be it an aquaponics, a barn, a tractor, a car, a truck, would depend on how much one is willing to put into it. So a portion of the pie that someone gets would be dependent on how much they put into it. No one gets an equal share. I don't believe in that. If someone that puts in so many hours, so much money, so much effort into something isn't going to have the same share as someone that just walks in necessarily and maybe is only able to do this much amount of work, either physically or financially. That's just how it is everywhere. And this is what I mean by hardworking and people not expecting to get more than they put into it. In fact, an elder once told me that in a community, you're supposed to give more than you take. So if you're coming here with understanding that it's a 50-50, I give and I take, it's more, not even that may not be enough. You have to give more than you take. But worse, if you think you're going to take more than you give, please stay where you are. You're not welcome here. I also don't want anyone with addictions. I mean, definitely not non-smokers, but by addictions, I mean, folks, we all have issues, but when you come with addictions or some kind of disability that requires someone to look after you, you have to know that we neither have the resources or the training or probably the desire to look after someone else. We're all pioneers here, trying to make a living, try to just get by as sustainably and as humbly as we can. And if somebody wants to look after your physical needs, if you're an elderly, that's fine. But what I mean is, when I say everyone's welcome, you could be 18 or 80, it doesn't matter. But you have to know that if you're 18, you may not have much resources, but you have a strong back and you may be able to go, carry things, pick things up, heavy lifting, or maybe you're handy with a computer. On the other hand, but you don't have any money or much money. But on the other hand, if you're 80, I'm just looking at the other end of the spectrum, you will not have any physical might, but you have some resources, some money that you have. That money, you're going to be able to you're going to have to part with that by giving the young folks to do whatever that you need to have them do for you, be it the gardening, your share of food. I said I'm building a structure for you and help you with your physical, whatever it is that you need. What I mean is, we're all sharing what we have. If you don't believe that that's how it should work, then maybe there's a community that caters to that where you live. But this is not it. My place is not it. I'm not looking for those people. Anyway, I have to go. I'm upsetting him, and it's town day for me on this glorious day. It was good to be with you, but long story short, before you leave your country, wherever that is, look for an alternative to where you live that's probably a better option for you.